I'm going to cut into my Rachel Maddow time to do this video, because left-wing media and Democrats are getting all weird. And there she is. We're supposed to be a constitutional republic. Nobody knows what that is. America never implemented it. In the Constitution, it is summarized that there are three main categories of rights, and thus three main categories of crime: life, liberty, property. That's the basis for the constitutional republic. It has nothing to do with how do we structure the government. That's just the method by which to implement the constitutional laws. This form of government is not a law in and of itself, because if it doesn't work, sort of like the president figures out a way to become a monarch, then the president needs to be removed, and we need to create new safeguards, as they use that word. What we became was a socialist republic, party government, a second society, a second party of citizens who run for office as representatives of the people. That's communism. Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. Fascism is a representative republic. Whether it's a dictator, a monarch, king, that's a representative republic. And so, yes, there are violations of those, and there are subcategories of those. Theocracy, a theocratic government, a government run by religion, that also falls under either communism, fascism. It does not fall under a constitutional republic. And so, if we were to implement the Constitution, we would have individuals running for office. They wouldn't have platforms. They wouldn't be saying, if I get elected, blacks will be freed as slaves, freed from slavery. Women would have equal rights. Because it's not necessary. Because what you're doing when you have just issues that you're running on, I will make this change, I will make that change, I will see to it that this group of people are protected and this group of people are protected. If you elect me, I'll take away the money from the 1% so that you can have free health care. Those are all discriminatory actions and segregation actions. That's why we don't want party government. It's because it segregates and it discriminates. Because they take care of their party rather than everyone under the umbrella that the Constitution is set up for: life, liberty, property. So, if we were to have implemented our Constitution, blacks would already have freedom and had the right to vote. Women, likewise. There would be no capitalism, because under capitalism, employees have their life threatened, as they are given only enough to live. they're not given enough to get out and form their own business. And liberty, held hostage to the employer. If you don't handle, or if you don't continue to work for the pay we're giving you, if you refuse to accept the pay, bye. Good luck finding another job that'll pay you what you think you want. And they get abusive into why they do what they do and committing crimes. And the government won't regulate them because the government's bribed by them. And that's why our whole system is corrupt. We've never implemented our Constitution. And so it never really was hanging by a thread. It was tossed aside from the beginning. We just didn't want King George. And instead we designed a structure that created 1,000 tyrants 1 mile away, rather than one tyrant 1,000 miles away. If you remember Mel Gibson's The Patriot. And so it's sad, because now the Democrats are extorting from their followers. You must vote for a Democrat, or Trump will get 4 more years. See, Trump is no longer threatening people. He's already holding us hostage. And that's the problem with party government. Is it because it polarizes people into 2 categories, 2 tribes. Because third parties, like an independent party, just fail. You have to be filthy rich, and you have to have Republican and Democrat candidates that nobody wants. So, somebody popular. And it's sad that that's who we choose for president, is the popular person. Somebody who's, even the best looking. I mean, in the past, when TV was invented, presidents who were in wheelchairs lost, or candidates who were in wheelchairs lost. And celebrities started running for office. And so now we have a situation where parties, at least one party anyway, cheats to win, to secure power over the other party. And when they're in office, they fulfill their party constitution, called a platform. And it's a tug of war between whose platform we're going to follow, whose constitution we're going to follow. Because we're not following the Constitution. Both claim, we're going to follow the Constitution. This is a violation of the Constitution, what the other party is doing. They're both wrong. When a person gets elected into Congress, they're not a part of any party. They don't have a party agenda. They're not getting bribed by anybody. They voted, or they held an election, they won, and now they have to make sure that when they make laws, it's for everyone. It's not for their state. It's not for the corporations who bribe them. It's for the people, all people of the United States of America, guaranteeing life, liberty, and property. And so yes, Democrats have great fear with the Republicans in control as their life, liberty, and property are being threatened. As the Republicans say, hey, we won, that means that the majority of America wants our Constitution to be implemented. And so we're locking you up, taking away your liberty, we're taking away your life, we're taking away your property, and vice versa. The whole system's screwed up. And neither side will admit that they're both wrong. They just want to accuse the other of being wrong. And presidents, they weren't supposed to take over the role of Congress. But that's what happened. President after president took away a little bit from Congress, a little bit more, a little bit more, until finally they got a person who's bold enough to try to coup the court, or the courts as well, but Congress. Supreme Court shouldn't be party divided. The whole system was set up for Congress to make laws, to guarantee life, liberty, and property to everybody. And it doesn't require books and volumes of laws. It's not needed. Just life, liberty, property. It's already in the Constitution. There's really no need for Congress anymore. To declare war, stuff like that may happen in the future and be necessary. I mean, we're at war with Russia, but Congress will not declare war on Russia. We do it Cold War instead. And the president, he's an ambassador. That's really all he is. He has dignitaries from around the world come to the White House. He doesn't make laws. That's Congress's job. If Congress says we're at war now with Russia, then the president is supposed to be the commander-in-chief. And he reports to Congress. This is what we've done. You guys declared war, this is what we did. And so there's not supposed to be any of the CIA torture techniques. And then the courts, they're supposed to say, hey, we have a lawsuit that's claiming that life, liberty, and property was denied this person. And so that's the courts. The Supreme Court is the final judge on that. It's either yes or no. And instead, the Supreme Courts are establishing laws as if they were Congress. Roe versus Wade. No. Abortion is either constitutional or it's not constitutional. It's that simple. It's not a complicated issue. The life of the fetus. I mean, you guys ever looked in a microscope at the egg and the sperm? Especially the sperm. It's moving. It's got life. But multi-gazillions perish with each man. And so there is no such thing as pro-life and pro-choice argument. It's all a con job to divide America. The woman already exists as a person with rights to life, liberty, and property. As long as she is not taking away the rights of the man involved, as long as he didn't violate her rights, there's no reason to take the life of the baby. But if the woman's rights were violated, if the man's rights were violated, if the baby's going to be born with problems, it has no rights. There are many more to replace that one. That's why we're humans. We've got more where that came from. But people get attached, and because of the belief system. That, oh, it's now a baby. And so lots of problems emerge because of this. But the Constitution is simple. Life, liberty, property. And children, they're under the care of their parents. So if the parents jeopardize the kids' lives, then the parents get punished. If the kids are victimized by others, then those people get punished. But the kids themselves can get the parents in trouble. And thus it's a high risk to be a parent when you raise a brat because of being filthy rich and just paying off the kid to leave you alone. And he grows up and decides to be president and destroys America. But none of this should have happened had we followed the Constitution. So I just wanted to get that out there because this is getting absurd.